Alright, what's going on? So this is, we're up to video 6 now. I was thinking about it today, and basically tomorrow it will be 10 weeks since I did all this, which is crazy. 10 weeks to me, as I say it, it doesn't sound like a very long time at all, and it's not in the scheme of things, but I can tell you the last 10 weeks have certainly not felt fast. And I think that again is just the nature of dealing with adversity like this, something that just puts you on the sidelines for a long time when there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and a lot of it's out of your control. I've gotten actually already a few comments and things on some of the earlier videos, and it's just, of all the things about the day and age we live in and the impact that technology has on it, there's so much negativity there that you could talk to for days on end. But one of the best things about it to me is the community aspect like this. I mean, to be able to communicate with, to share, encourage, give warnings, just share experiences with people who have dealt with the exact same thing is just incredibly powerful. And you know, what a great way to spread information that it can be incredibly useful. You know, I mean, 30 years ago, you'd had maybe your doctor, and then if you knew a buddy or a friend of a friend who dealt with the exact same thing, that was kind of sort of it, you know, as far as being able to share information and again, with people who are dealing with the exact specific issue that you're dealing with. So that's been just really, really, really cool to me. And again, that was the only reason for sitting here making these little things in my garage. But at any rate, I had a great push session. It is without a doubt the first push session where I have felt good. You know, I know I've posted a few videos of some little things I've done per Dr. Patrizio's guidance. Those have felt fine, and fine is the operative word. And you know, the instructions were always very slow, eccentric movement, very slow concentric, hold at the top, hold at the bottom. And the irony is it was, at no point was I sitting there going, man, I really want to, like, you know, pop this weight off my chest, or, you know, be more explosive in my movements. No, it was like, I don't think, not only did I not have the want, but I don't think maybe I couldn't, even if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. Like, just the way this stuff would move just was not ready. It was just not ready, and that was very discouraging. It's something I didn't really share. I just kept it to myself, but it was like, man, I thought, you know, if I'm benching, you know, 50 pounds, I know it's gonna be super light and super easy and fly. Well, I mean, it didn't even really feel like that. It felt kind of like trash. You know, particularly my elbow. You know, that elbow, like, I know you can relate to this if you get any kind of training, you know, experience under your belt, but you know, when you do a pressing movement, it felt like everything was being lifted with my elbow, not the tricep or shoulder or anything like that. Like, it just, and I know that's gotta be just because of the lack of mobility and movement in that elbow joint over, you know, weeks and weeks. And so, you know, today, so I did this exact same workout last week. It's all machines, and the reason for that is, you know, I talked about my shoulder press setup with a Swiss bar, working out of a rack off pins. It's a great rack. I'm also, you know, gonna have videos of that setup here before too long. But to be able to go through a full push workout with my limited equipment here, I really can't. I mean, I've only got, you know, dumbbell, barbell type stuff. So going to the gym and using these machines and things have just been great. And so these are the 3 exercises, 3 machines I've found that, again, I'm able to do with no pain. Everything feels good. Everything feels safe. So that's what I've been doing. And again, I did this exact same workout last week, and everything felt like trash. Not like oh, I'm about to, like, re-injure myself. Just very slow, very stiff, very just cranky, you know, for lack of a better way to put it. This week I did the exact same sequence of exercises. I used more weight, more reps on all of them, and it felt really good. And so I'm anxious to see Dr. Patrizio's feedback. So the way his process works is, you know, you've got a spreadsheet. It's got all of your exercises listed out, the weight, the reps, not the weights, the reps and the sets. The weights, you can log that stuff there. I'm not logging it. It's, you know, these weights are so light. Like, to me, it's not really worth tracking yet. But the gold in this process is when you upload your training videos. So you've got your videos uploaded. He's able to watch you execute these movements and give you really good feedback on how you're doing or not doing. And even subtle things like, I've probably done, you know, 10 million tricep extensions in my lifetime. But I've never videoed myself doing a tricep extension. So I'm doing that as part of this process. And, you know, some of his feedback was like, hey, you're not fully extending your elbows when you're doing your tricep extensions. And I'm watching like, geez, he's right. And I think that's probably because I've not been at full extension in a long time, doctor's orders, and again, didn't have the mobility yet. The tendon had not stretched to the point where I could do that yet. So, or maybe I've never done that. I don't know. Never filmed myself doing a tricep extension. So that was very helpful. And so I'm anxious to see, because I've watched these videos, you know, from today's training, and everything's moving definitely quicker. And so everything felt fine. I didn't feel like at any point I was pushing anything too hard, but I'll be interested to see if he notices that and says, hey, you know, maybe slow it down a little bit. But again, last week I was super slow because that's what felt like I needed to do. That's really all I could do. Today felt quicker, felt better, so that's what I did. And so again, I think it's so cliche, it's almost lost all meaning, but listening to your body, you know, taking your time, right? Everyone knows that, everyone's heard that. But again, as with so many things, hearing it, agreeing with it, and then actually executing it yourself can be very different things. And so that is essentially what I'm trying to do. But again, I'm just filled with gratitude today. I'm you know, there have been so many peaks and valleys going through this process. It again is perfectly normal for this or anything like this. And you know, we talk about perspective and how helpful that can be. Well, there are a couple of movies that I will whip out and watch when I'm having a bad day, and you know, when my mindset's not where it needs to be, when I'm feeling sorry for myself and whining. Again, not to anybody else, just to myself and maybe this camera, but one of those movies is 13 Hours. I guess the Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. And I love that movie. And so I watched it the other night. And Oz, one of the soldiers in that battle, had his arm severely injured. He was hit by, I believe it was a mortar round. His arm was just blown to bits. And, you know, they make it look pretty horrific in the movie. I'm sure it was horrific when it really happened. But then, you know, after the movie, they give you kind of the status update of where these guys are now, how they're doing, you know, their family situation and everything. And for his, it said that after 11 surgeries, he's finally regained functionality of his arm. And, you know, who knows what functionality even means for someone who's been through something like that. But it was so great for me to hear. I mean, I'm sitting there going, okay, yeah, I had a muscle that was attached, then it popped off and wasn't attached, now it's been reattached. This guy had his arm blown into a million pieces. And, you know, after 11 surgeries, he's just now getting the functionality of his arm back. And who knows, again, if that's just basically having fingers that can move. But it was great for me to hear. And, you know, again, that's the power of perspective. And we know that, right? I think we all agree with that. And then we kind of, you know, get our mindset right. And then we go about our lives and we look up and we've lost it again. So, but yeah, I woke up the next day just ready to go, ready to attack, ready to keep my mindset where it needs to be, as positive as it can possibly be, and to continually just look to move forward. And so, again, I'm feeling great. I'm going to PT today, my holistic PT, for some dry needling. I'm going to focus all over that bicep and tricep. Probably do a little BFR restriction, some curls and things, and just really thinking that, you know, these next few weeks, things are going to start snowballing. So at any rate, I appreciate you taking a minute to watch. Again, I hope this is just incrementally helpful to somebody, anybody, and yeah, I'll see you next time.